The other day when I headed out to the nature preserve that is near here, I actually had a different purpose in mind than I usually do when I go in that direction. Normally, when I go visit the birds over there, I tend to take my cameras and I want to take pictures there, not necessarily of the birds that are there, but of the landscape, because I'm the kind of person who never goes out of the house without a camera, really. But my aim for this outing was actually to go field recording with my new Clippy mics that I built the other day. This time I also took several cameras, actually. I think I had 3 in my bag in the end. It didn't take me long before I got sidetracked, though. Of course I did. Give me a camera and a nice nature preserve, and I'm gonna be taking pictures. Of course I would. I've actually taken pictures here many times before, but that never stops me, because the light is always different, the seasons change, and in the forest there's always something slightly different. Maybe a tree falls or something else changes, and that means there's always something interesting to see and photograph. Forests just mean endless photographic opportunities for me, and I just really love taking pictures there. And often it's not even about the pictures themselves, but about the process of looking at the landscape, of looking at the trees, and it's sort of like a meditation, and the outcome becomes secondary. Although, of course, I also would like to take nice pictures too, obviously. If I look at it in this way, then I also don't feel bored when there's nothing new happening, because it doesn't have to be new, exciting, spectacular, and then I don't get discouraged if I don't have another masterwork on my hands. Hi guys, excuse the lav mic in my hand, but I'm very close to a motorway, so I want to make sure that you can actually hear me. So I'm shooting with this, and this is my Lumix and my Canon 50mm f1.4 lens, and I put one of these Neewer special effects filters on it, and yeah, the results I'm getting are quite spectacular. I'm quite happy with this. This is a new idea I had for this project I've been doing with my plastic cameras, and I think these could work really well together. And I also think that they could look really cool in like music videos or something like that. So I've been trying this out, and in the forest here, it's really quite something. I quite enjoy it. I'm actually out here to test the microphone, but I thought I'd bring my camera, and yeah, I just randomly stopped and put this filter on, and yeah, I'm loving it. So now my mind is like going, oh, so many possibilities. Wow, it's gonna be really interesting. But I'm gonna move on now because I'm here for something else. I also want to take pictures, but yeah, it's not a priority for this walk to take many pictures. And I wasn't really planning to take pictures with the Lumix so much. I just happened to have it on me, so I'm taking pictures anyway. And yeah, I'm glad that I tried this just now. It's really cool. The pictures really impressed me. I wasn't really expecting to get so many cool effects. I was actually overexposing quite a bit to get some of these effects, and I was quite happy with all of the results that I got. This is part of a project that I'm doing with plastic cameras and with special effects lenses pretty much, and it has been a long-term project of mine, and I want to combine this with a cyanotype printing. So this will be, of course, black and white. Even though I shot this digitally, I decided to convert these to black and white, and I really enjoyed the results. There were some really cracking, interesting shots there. And also the video looked really interesting, I thought. I don't know, what do you think of these special effects lenses? Do you use them yourself? I guess what you're seeing right now is why some people really dislike going for walks with photographers, because we do get sidetracked and distracted and stop all the time to take pictures, even if nobody else really understands why we're taking those pictures. It's a personal thing, and nobody else has to understand it. But of course, if you were someone else, then they might get annoyed at you. That's also why I often go outside on my own when I want to take pictures, because usually I tend to spend too much time and then suddenly I have to already turn back, and this is definitely what happened during this walk. I didn't actually have that much time that day, so I had to hurry on and didn't take more pictures than that. I actually wanted to set up my field recording mics and try them out for the very first time. So that's what I did next. Let's look for a good vantage point. Setting up my field recording mics is actually not that difficult, because I constructed this little rig and I can just put it on a tripod and it's rather convenient. I can also put my GoPro on top. Before I hit record though, I tested first that it was still all in place like I set it up at home. Still in position. Yes. Oh, this one is set. All the cables stayed in place, the mics were still pointing in the right direction, and there were also no torn cables or anything like that. Everything was fine, even though I had just tossed these mics into the backpack with the very windshields on top still attached. and it wasn't really a problem at all. I could just put them on the tripod and they worked right away. I also attached my little DJI mics, and they're actually for recording a voice, but I realized that you can actually crank the volume on these quite a bit until they become field recording mics. They're not the best, I would say, in comparison to my Clippy mics, and that was the comparison that I wanted to make. While I was doing that, I put a GoPro on there too, so that I could shoot a little time lapse. I just did my test with the Clippy mics, and I think it went well. There was someone arranging something with the path here, so I had to wait for a moment. But then I had pretty uninterrupted recording time for like 10 minutes. And I don't know, there's probably a lot of noise from the motorway on it, because that's just what it is here. This bird preserve is practically surrounded by motorways, and I don't particularly like that, and it makes recording anything here quite difficult. I have previously managed to get some sounds from here. They needed a lot of cleanup in the end, but I do think that it's possible to record here. I think I will have to get some more directional mics actually for this place, but I thought I'd start with the obvious solution, the Clippy mics, the Omni mics, which are very good for field recording, because I'm not only recording here, but in other places. So this is a first step, and later I will get other Clippy mics that are maybe more directional, cardioids, and yeah, I'm looking forward to building those too. Although these were kind of a struggle. I will do some post-processing back home and see what I got, or better, hearing. I didn't have as much time to take pictures as I wanted. I took some earlier, but I actually wanted to shoot some film too, but I didn't really have the time, and now I definitely have to head back. I'm actually even a little late, but that's fine. I'm enjoying this, and I got what I came here for, which is the field recordings. More photography next time, I suppose. Ah yes, the bird song. So see you guys later in the studio after I hear what I got on these Clippy mics. There it is, the blasted motorway. After I came home, I copied all the files and checked over the sound quality and everything. And I was really very impressed with my Clippy mics. I got what I wanted in the end. I mean, these are omnidirectional mics, so they're really not that great for something like a bird preserve near a motorway. But I do think that there was something usable in there too, and I will try to make something with the sounds that I collected there. Also, what really struck me while I was making this video, I actually realized that field recording and photography are not really all that dissimilar, and it's not so surprising that I enjoy both. With both, you have to kind of react to what you find in the world, and you have to adjust to whatever you get. Sometimes someone shows up who happens to ruin the recording that you want to have, or you have to wait it out, or you have to wait for the light. You have to deal with the circumstances of what you find, and sometimes the place doesn't really deliver either pictures or sounds or whatever. It's kind of the same type of experience. You have to deal with the real world. It's not as controlled as a studio environment where you might take pictures with controlled lighting, artificial lighting, like in this shot here, for example, or you might have a very quiet environment in a studio too, and you make your own sounds rather than trying to find something interesting. So I think photography and field recording is actually very related to each other. Of course, shooting a time lapse while I'm doing field recording is also quite a nice combination of things to do. I just have to pack some more mics and I'm good to go. That's quite nice, actually. If you enjoyed this video, then please leave a like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. It really helps out my channel, so I would really appreciate it. As you may have noticed, there are actually two channels that you might subscribe to. One is my main channel, and there I post all sorts of things that have mostly to do with music, but also some random other things every now and then. And here I have now started to post all my photography videos because they were getting a bit buried on the other channel where my audience is not necessarily always interested in photography anymore, randomly. So if you don't want to miss one of these photography videos, I would suggest that you subscribe to my new photography channel, even though I will keep posting these as collab videos with the main channel in the hopes that it will reach as wide an audience as possible. You can also support this channel on Ko-fi, where you can get early access to my videos and also download the music in them. You can also buy my music on Bandcamp, which I make under the name Polarcoaster. All the music that you've heard in this video was my own, and that's a great way of supporting me too. But if you're more interested in photography, there are actually a lot of videos that you can watch. There's an entire playlist that you can watch here, and I hope that I will see you soon for another video. Bye!